Hello everybody, welcome back. Today we have a little, I guess, show and tell sort of video that we're doing. We're going to be taking a look at some of these really awesome vignettes. I think I'm going to call them vignettes. These tow trucks that we have around the track here. Super detailed, and there's some cool stories about them. So let's take a look at a couple of them right here. Incidentally, we're by one right now. I know we started on this shot, but Derek, if you cue down to that tow truck right there, we have our first little scene that we can take a look at. Why don't you tell us a little bit about it?
That tow truck and the safety trucks are at least 20 years in the making. When I had the Boy Scouts and we made trucks, race trucks, I set aside 5 or 6 of those models, knowing that I needed a tow truck and I needed safety trucks for my racetrack.
That's really awesome.
The back of that is all scratch made.
Really?
Yeah,
Really?
from the cab forward, it's the model kit, and then from the cab back, it's all scratch made.
Very cool.
Derek, that is that yellow. What's it say on it? Larry's Garage.
It says Larry's Garage. Yes.
Yeah, that is one of 3 tow trucks that I've got. You can come around and see another vignette at this corner. It's at the overpass.
Let's go take a look here. I'll meet you.
Here we go. Come and meet me.
So here we are at the overpass here. We have a safety truck. Wow. Super detailed work here. A really nice scene. It's just these little scenes that really bring this track to life. You know what I mean?
Look at that.
I can define the parts.
Talk to us about what we got going on.
We can take these vehicles over to the bench, and I can show you how I detailed them.
Yeah, we'll do that.
There's another one at the top of the hill. This is the one that I'm especially proud of.
Let's go take a look here. Ooh, it's a nice one.
There's a tow truck and a safety truck.
So tell me, these seem to be arranged very purposefully. I'm assuming, based on your previous work, you designed these out.
Ryan, I had this diorama envisioned 20 years ago.
Wow.
I knew exactly what was going to be happening in this corner when I laid it out.
That's cool.
It's taken 6 months to build those safety trucks
Right.
and tow trucks.
Wow, that's wild.
This safety truck here, I've got a second truck just like it. These are actually made out of wood. This is wood.
Wow, they look like metal.
But we'll get into the detail of the hose and the reels and how I strung the tow truck.
Yeah, we'll talk about all that when we bring them to the table.
And finally, there's a couple back here that might be of interest.
Right. Let's take a look.
This area right here has a different style of safety truck. I cut out pictures of safety trucks for years. Out of every race magazine I found, to get as much reference as I could for the spotlights and the equipment that they have on them.
Get the little chain
This
at the
is
bottom,
Ryan.
man.
This is wood.
Wait.
Those are made out of wood.
Oh, wow, you don't say. Look at that.
Man, I hope your hands were clean.
Yeah, right. Otherwise, I scuffed 6 months of work.
There's another tow truck right there. Even the decals were hard to find. I've collected decals for 25, 30 years with, what's that truck say? Don's Truck Plaza on it?
Yeah.
Don's Truck Plaza. Yeah.
Yep.
Man, those decals.
So the guys are all waiting for some action on the track. Hey Ryan, let's pick these up and go to the table, and I'll show you the details that are on them.
I'll grab some of the ones on my way.
Ryan, let me start by telling you how some of this detail came to be.
Yeah.
You see there's little pulleys and there's little odd things that if you look close, you can see that it might be a bead or, for example, you see this?
Oh yeah.
Do you see this spout here?
Yeah.
What's that called? A fire
The fire,
hose?
yeah, the hose, yeah.
Fire hose
nozzle,
end, right?
The nozzle, yeah.
That's a series of these beads put together.
You're kidding.
Glued
Wow.
together.
Huh.
You guys who might have wives who go to the beach shop one day And for about $25, you can fill a container like this with all kinds of odd, cool details.
Shoot, yeah, you'll never need a...
Right, I can point out about 20 or 30 little details on
Yeah,
here.
let me hold that up for the camera.
That were made from beads.
See that little chain on the back, too. Great detailing.
Yeah, so this is my bead collection. It's no big deal.
Oh, man.
Yep. Okay, on that truck, I want to point out that this right here is a carved block of wood. These two are blocks of wood.
You can see a little bit, if you get in super, super, super close, you can see some
Well,
remnant
that's
of
not
the grain.
fair. Don't do that. You see the panels on the
Yes.
side? Those are plastic.
That's cool.
Whenever, do you guys ever get these advertisements that come in mylar-clad paper?
Yep.
That's what that is.
Wow.
And you see the little hole in there that
Yeah.
has the handle?
Yeah, for the
Yeah, that's nothing more than this.
Oh,
That's where that came from.
easy peasy. Look at that.
It's so simple.
So I guess my point here is that you can make a lot of things if you use your imagination right from scratch.
So, quick question while we're still here. I noticed that looks a little bit similar to these
Bring one of those
trucks
trucks
down.
down,
Yeah.
Ryan. Yeah, in the other video I showed that the Boy Scouts and I had built 1/32 scale race trucks, and we wrote to the Daytona Museum,
Yeah.
and we changed these from regular pickup trucks into race trucks.
Huh.
Well, that's what you're seeing here, guys. I set aside 6 trucks.
Oh, you look at that.
Yeah. Notice I painted them with Delco to make them look like they came out of a junkyard.
Right,
And
right,
they're just for the race session.
right.
Everything from the rear window back is scratch made.
Wow.
Even on these trucks. These are the safety trucks.
Yeah.
And this is made out of wood.
You look at that, yeah.
These are made out of wood.
Here, let me hold this up because there's a little bit of detail inside that people might not get if they don't see.
The detail inside came out of a $3 fire truck.
Oh.
that was at the cash register, and I saw the detail. And I thought, you know what? That's worth $3 for me to make a casting of it.
At least,
And
yeah.
I made a casting in resin, and you see those in the inside of these.
Yeah.
Now, also, you recognize what this is, guys?
That spool there.
That
yeah.
hose, that hose
Yeah, the spool,
reel.
Yeah,
You know what that is?
What is that?
That is bobbins.
Oh my gosh.
These are bobbins that go onto a sewing machine.
Yeah.
Oh,
Yeah.
for goodness sake.
Well, you
And
look at that.
I bought this whole box for about $4. Yeah, these are going to be the pit garage fire hose reels.
Perfect. Yeah.
My wife, these are what come up these days they're different, they're more modern.
Right.
But if you notice, I took advantage of that. I used that here.
Yeah,
See,
for
that's the same spool.
I see. Yeah.
I went to a I don't even remember where, but it was a shoe store, and I hunted for shoelace fire hose.
You look at that. Yeah.
Yeah, so this shoelace became my fire hose.
That's perfect. That works out really well, actually. Shoelace. Yeah, you can get that on the cheap too. You don't have to.
The carriage for the equipment that comes up and the lines.
Yeah.
We've talked about this before. That's all made out of Plastistruct.
Oh, yeah.
Everybody who models should get some of this. This is about maybe $40 worth of Plastistruct here, and they glue together real good with the PVC glue,
Right.
and they cut real good with an X-Acto knife. And all of the back of these trucks, the tow trucks, are made out of this stuff. Now, there's a difference between the Evergreen scale models strip styrene and Plastistruct. Plastistruct is this gray stuff. It's much heavier. This beam is going to be the beam to support the roof on the pits.
Yeah,
That's
big
what
metal.
This,
Yeah.
That's what that is.
Now, I don't want to interrupt the flow, but I also noticed that the detailing on the windshield.
Can you pick that up?
You've added wiper marks there.
I wanted to make it look like
jeez.
it was an old truck, because racetracks
Right.
like Northline would have safety trucks, but they job out the job of tow trucking
That's great.
to other concerns. I want to show you something that is, well, let me finish by saying, when you get mashed potatoes, Bob Evans mashed potatoes,
Yeah.
it comes up with black plastic. It's tough to find black plastic.
Yeah.
And this works just fine for all the details you might need,
Huh.
instead of buying plastic.
Well, there you go. Eat more Bob Evans potatoes.
Look down in here, guys, and you can see that there's diamond plate. See that
Yeah,
diamond plate
yeah.
inside there?
Yeah, I see
Yeah.
it.
That diamond plate, can I put it down or you got it?
Yeah, I got it.
That diamond plate comes from scrapbook paper.
Oh my gosh, yeah, yeah, I see what you're saying.
For goodness sake.
Those guys, go out to, if you got a scrapbook convention around town, go to the scrapbook convention and you'll find all kinds of great stuff. This glued down to cardstock, painted black,
Yeah,
and then rubbed, and you end up getting that look right there.
you get that really realistic diamond plating. I would have thought that you bought
You can see
that
this one in
special.
there.
Yeah.
No, that's just paper if you do it right.
This, I mean, I was gonna say, if you, at a glance, you would think that this is just a ready-made model that somebody could buy a kit for, but
And,
no.
the parts don't have to be plastic.
Right.
You see this right here? You can use this for any purpose in detailing or creating something.
Oh, you look at that.
It's just one of those mail-in, what do you call
One of
it?
those junk
Advertise.
mailers, yeah, yeah.
Junk mailers. Keep those because they work well for you.
It's see, this is great demonstration. This is what you can do. You know, you don't have to break the bank. This is what you can do with a little bit of
And recycle.
recycling, right? A little bit of ingenuity and recycling.
Like we said, and it makes it more fun.
Right.
It
It's
makes
part
it
of the
more fun when you're done. I want to show you something, Ryan, that I found at the hardware.
Yeah.
Believe it or not, this is a metallic poster thing you put up with a magnet
right.
notes
Yeah,
for
it
the
makes sense.
family.
Yeah.
It's supposed to hang on the fridge so you don't mess up the fridge.
Yeah.
This thing is perfect for lining up. See, that's a perfect 90 degrees.
Yeah.
Whenever I glue things down like this Plastistrux or the
Yeah.
evergreen styrene, I can hold them together with magnets
Will you look at that? Huh.
until it dries, as opposed to trying to fool around with it.
Right.
And if you get the magnets that have a 90-degree angle, some are 45 degrees, you can use them to support your work.
Well, you look at that.
So I use that a lot in making this structure back here for the trucks.
That makes sense. Yeah.
Yeah.
Making sure that they're all lined up. Now, let's see. Man, that's that amount of detail. I never would have guessed.
Paper punches work great because you can buy rectangle paper punches, round ones down to a 16th, up to 5/16, and you can punch a paper or cardstock and get all kinds of details that you might want. This is the plastic that you could buy at the hobby shop, and that too can be paper punched. Let me see if we can get this. Okay. I can either use that or I can use this as the rivet.
You look at that, yeah. Uh-huh. You got a little rivet there for you.
Now, if you don't want to use plastic, you want to be able to use the scissors. At Michael's, you can buy what's called acrylic artistic trading cards. This thing was very inexpensive, yet the cards,
It's a nice,
you know what I mean? You could use it instead of plastic.
nice heavy material. Yeah.
So that's about it in terms of what I use to detail or how I go about detailing something like this. You got to use your imagination and a lot of parts from your scratch-built,
Yeah.
parts box.
Keep stuff around.
Yeah, most of these wheels and tires came from other toy trucks that were out of scale. you know, and they were too big, and I cut the wheels down and made them fit.
Right. That makes sense. Now, before we sign off, we have some pretty cool boxes over here. I wondered if we could just talk about those for a
Yeah, I
second.
mean, you talk about taking 20 years to get this together.
Right.
I've been collecting pre-war race cars. And you talk about box art. Remember we talked about
Yeah.
how beautiful some of the
Wow.
box art
Look at
is?
that.
Now, these guys are so small and so fine that I have to come up with my own chassis. So I'm envisioning and I'm collecting, just like I collected parts for these,
Right.
I'm collecting in a separate box items to make that. And I plan on using, if I can find it, popsicle stick.
Popsicle sticks.
I
Yeah,
had popsicle sticks here somewhere. They're gone.
Yeah,
But everybody knows what a popsicle stick is,
If you've
right?
eaten a popsicle, you've seen it.
Right. So I plan on making low-slung chassis for these models.
Yeah.
And I have a separate box, put all this stuff away. When I see something interesting that might apply, I put it in the box.
Right.
Once in a while, I get a rush. I go back and I look at it. And
I think I found our
there they
popsicle
are.
sticks.
There they are. You can get these. You can get these at the dime store, the dollar store.
Yeah, they're cheap.
Some of them are a little bit warped, but you got to make sure that you use 2 straight ones and they stay straight.
Right.
But the long story short is that it takes me quite a while to do this. Although it took me 6 months to build this set for the racetrack, it took me years to accumulate all the parts.
I remember seeing these before you finished up the detailing and all that. So yeah, I can confirm it. The collecting process took quite a while, but
Yeah.
the end result is clearly worth it.
It's like we talked about before, doing it yourself. There's nothing like doing it yourself.
Yeah.
I couldn't find a 1/32 scale tow truck.
Yeah.
I looked and I looked. And, of course, the safety trucks had to be built from scratch.
Of course, yeah.
So there they are.
Great detail work. That's awesome. Well, thank you for showing us all these trucks,
Sure,
Jimmy. It's
sure,
really great
sure.
detail work. Well, if you guys like this sort of content, be sure to drop a like on this video. If you want to see anything else around the track, leave a comment. I'm sure we can get to it sometime. There's lots of scenes to take a look at and a lot of really cool detail work. Please subscribe to the channel if you want to see more of these videos. And until next time, signing off.